The big business of music streaming and artist deals are rip-off. As the legendary artist Bob Marley said, "One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain." Well, over the years, music has influenced and shaped the narratives of people and culture. Today, music has gone beyond passion or talent to a profitable industry. In this video, we'll take a look at the music industry with special focus on the big business of music streaming and artist deals. However, just before we dive in, as always, kindly hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you can get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Well, we'll also appreciate if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up. Now you see, it's one industry that is ever evolving. Back in the days, you needed to buy a record disc to get your tunes. Then, it evolved to tapes and CDs. So the big question is, how has the music industry evolved? Music, as the saying goes, is the universal language that connects us together, transcending both generation and nationality. Through the past 30 years, the way music is made and distributed has varied dramatically. The rise of the internet from the late 1990s has played a crucial role in how music is consumed globally, setting up a butterfly effect that inadvertently affects how musicians and artists are compensated and paid. For a long time, the music industry has relied predominantly on traditional record labels. Both creators and consumers were completely at the mercy of the labels, and music preferences were heavily influenced by whatever happened to be in circulation. The label was the be-all and the end-all of the artist's career, deciding everything from marketing budgets to video sets and tour dates. As the early 2000s set in, the power dynamics started to shift. Mobile phones became more popular, and music streaming sites started to mean business. Consumers now had access that physical record stores no longer defined. The supply pool got bigger, putting the listener in charge of what was hot or not. But the relationship was still tilted. Today, at the click of a button, you can access over 1 billion songs on the go. As time have changed, so has profiting from the craft, which has hugely benefited both creators and streaming platforms. This platform business model of the internet era really sprung up successful business innovations. From ordering groceries and booking taxis to accessing finances and also listening to music, the possible ways of using a device became seemingly exponential, all thanks to the different platforms available to consumers. The convenience and personalization of music streaming combined with the accessibility afforded by smartphones and smart devices crazily drove music's growth to never-recorded highs. However, with such growth comes monopoly, and these platforms all hold a monopoly in their respective field. Take Spotify for example, which has 287 million monthly users, compared to Apple Music's 116 million. And Amazon Music's 56 million monthly users. The streaming service not only holds a monopoly over other streaming mammoths, but also over the different ways to listen to music. Being able to stream on the go is the preferred way to consume music. For the consumer, this monopoly isn't really an issue. It often improves the user experience with more content available and a better app integration. With streaming services, the user pays a subscription to a company for the right to listen to songs and other media from a library. Whereas, with legal digital download services, the purchaser owns a digital copy of the song, which they can keep on their computer or on a digital media player. With streaming services, the user never downloads a song file or owns the song file. The subscriber can only listen to the song for as long as they continue to pay the streaming subscription. Once the user stops paying the subscription, they cannot listen to audio from the company's repositories anymore. Streaming services began to have a serious impact on the industry in 2014. According to the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, IFPI, recorded music revenue returned to growth in 2015 after nearly 2 decades of piracy-driven declines. The global industry's revenue bottomed out at $14 billion in 2014 but grew to $20 billion in 2019, back in line with 2004 levels. However, despite this great innovation, artists began crying foul because the streaming revenue model doesn't serve artists in the best possible way, particularly those in the independent sector. For some, it became financially crippling at best and career-ending at worst. When a company or industry monopolizes, people still lose out. The math tells a story. Industry estimates vary slightly, but for 1 million plays of a song, artists receive roughly the following payout from these streaming services. From Amazon Music, $5,000. From Apple Music, between $5,000 to $5,500. From Google Play, it's $12,000. From Pandora, $1,400. And YouTube, $1,700. At Spotify, which holds upward of 36% of the market share and counted 286 million monthly active users in the first quarter of 2020, 1 million streams will net an artist in the $3,000 to $6,000 range. Artists on the service average less than a penny per stream. Spotify currently takes a 30% cut of subscription fees, with a 70% left divided up among the rights holders based on the number of streams. The rights holders, who are the record labels, publishers, and distributors, then pay the artist based on their individual contracts, with similar methods at other streaming sites. While streaming has helped most survive, it's helped the major labels got even richer. Decades of bad policy got us here. Dangerous corporate mergers went unchecked, bad conduct unpunished. But now, sweeping changes to the way we police corporate power appear to be on the way. As streaming rose to prominence, so too did the outsized corporate power that has come to control nearly all music distribution and revenue. That power imbalance has worsened the industry's inequity. Apple, Google, and Amazon are able to bankroll their music offerings through monopoly profits elsewhere. Spotify boasts 150 million subscribers, more than that of Apple, and its stock value even doubled post-pandemic. In 2019, research group MBW figured the three major labels each made around $1 million an hour from streaming. Only the biggest independent labels clear that much in a year. Now the top 7 artists on Spotify each earn around $500,000 per year from streaming on the service, while Spotify royalties pay the bottom 99% of artists an average of $25 annually. Per stream revenues are often microscopic among all streaming services. YouTube pays the least. To earn its monthly minimum wage of $1,472, an artist needs more than 2 million streams. Spotify doesn't pay much more. According to the Tricordist, an average mid-sized independent label can expect to make around a third of a penny per Spotify stream. What's more, the method by which artists are paid at these streaming services tips heavily in favor of mega acts and a lot less for upcoming acts. Now you see, most times the artists are caught in the middle of it and set themselves up for exploitation due to the contracts they sign. Music royalty payments are derived from the underlying IP rights of songs. The most common types of IP are copyrights, trademarks, patents, and trade secrets. Music including lyrics, composition, and sound recording is protected under copyright law. Now you see, when music is put into tangible form, either recorded or written in sheet music, a copyright is created. This copyright provides its owners with exclusive rights for a period of time. In general, rights last for 70 years after an author's death. Kanye West was in the news a while back as the American rapper took to Twitter, demanding to be released from his contract, posting detailed screenshots of the agreement with Universal Music. Well, it seems West is due to receive between 14 to 25% of royalties made on his sales and streams, a typical percentage according to music industry lawyer Aurelia Butler Ball, but considered modern-day slavery by the rapper. This disparity in revenue between the artist and record label is further widened when we examine who owns the streaming giant. Two of the biggest record labels, Universal Music Group and Sony Music Independent, have shares in Spotify. With labels profiting greatly from musicians' work via streaming, there is on sustainability in this business method. Music streaming services like Spotify may be forced to recalculate how they pay artists, with the British government having just launched an investigation into the economics of the streaming industry. As previously mentioned, Spotify, together with the music streaming industry in general, faces some criticism from artists, claiming they are not being fairly compensated for their work, as downloaded music sales decline and music streaming increases. Unlike physical or download sales, which pay a fixed price per song or album, Spotify pays artists based on their market share, which is the number of streams for their songs as a proportion to total songs streamed on their service. In response to concerns, Spotify claims that they are benefiting the music business by migrating them away from piracy and less monetized platforms and allowing them to generate far greater royalties than before by encouraging users to use their paid service. Now, as much as these platforms makes it easy for fans to gain access to their songs, when considering revenue for the artist, one needs to be in the top tier to earn enough to sustain one's career. It is important for artists to be aware of the people they hire and what contracts they get themselves into. For instance, the artist manager oversees all aspects of an artist's career in exchange for a percentage of the artist's income. An entertainment lawyer assists them with the details of their contracts with record companies and other deals. Now, all these combined is what makes up the music business. With physical music sales long in the rear view, streaming remains the biggest game in town. It is much to be seen if there are signs that the way artists are compensated will begin to evolve, albeit not yet among the ranks of streaming's biggest players. With major record labels holding the purse strings and the streaming giants they have a deep financial investment in maintaining the monopoly over where most music is listened to, it is unlikely that change will come about anytime soon. But through frugal innovation, artists are finding new, more sustainable ways to use platforms on their terms. Over time, we are confident the industry will find a balance between streaming platforms and the artist. Okay, thank you very much for watching to the very end, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss new videos, okay? One more thing, kindly give us a thumbs up and let us know what you think of the situation in the comment section. Until next time, remain a Galactico.